Some beautiful paths can't be discovered without getting lost. Errol Ozan. I have lived my life with the challenge of not knowing how to tell directions, as in east, west, north, or south. I look up at the night sky and I see the beauty of the constellations and the planets, but I have never understood how anyone can be guided by them, although I know it does happen. I'm so grateful that my car tells me which way I am going and where to turn to reach my destination. Otherwise, I would just keep going around in circles. Just recently, when I was stuck in a snowstorm, people would ask me if I was in the south or north part of California, and I had no clue. Without looking at a map, I really did not know where I was in the state. Do I wish I had a better inner GPS for telling directions? Yes. I am learning, however, to accept the way I am and not stress over it. I can even laugh at myself now instead of becoming frustrated. There are times when it's a blessing because I can just be and not have to figure things out. This whole journey has been about trust and faith. As I travel forth, I never know where I'm supposed to be until I hear or feel the guidance. If I tried to plan it, it would be a much different experience. It is showing me what it truly means to live in faith. I don't have to know what time to show up or when to leave. The perfection of it is in letting go and knowing that everything is working perfectly. Sometimes when I feel that I am lost, I just ask what I'm supposed to be seeing in that particular place. There were a couple of times when it looked really treacherous to be in the place I was in. I felt like getting back in my car and leaving, but something kept me there. Afterwards, I felt like a cloud had lifted and I acknowledged that a healing had taken place. This happened in Santa Cruz, California last year. Venturing in alone and knowing no one there was one thing, but where I ended up to stay the night was less than desirable. I checked in again with the angels to make sure I was where I was supposed to be, and the answer was yes. So I stayed the night, although I do believe I slept with one eye open as I listened to voices outside the entire night. I knew that Archangel Michael was standing guard and I was perfectly safe. I believe I was there to pray for the city and everyone who resided in it. The overwhelming sense of sadness and gloom that I felt when I entered was lessened as I drove away the next morning. Did the city change? Or did I change, knowing that I had listened and brought more light into the darkness that I chose not to hide from? Dear angels, life sometimes brings experiences that may appear unpleasant or uninviting as we journey along. Thank you for walking beside us through those times. Help us to understand how to listen and know for sure that we are in the right place at any given moment. Dear ones, at any given moment in time, you are the one choosing to stay in alignment with your divine plan or choosing to ignore it and do what you want. There is no string attached to your free will. We will say, though, dear ones, that when you step out in faith, you will know the truth inside of you as to which way is your true north. There is no greater blessing than showing up in your power, knowing that you were so connected in with your higher self that nothing stood in your way of moving into the direction you were being guided to go in. In all things, you have choices and freedom to execute those choices. When you start trying to limit yourself spiritually, you have fallen back into the ego way of thinking with punishment and control. Your freedom to choose is not conditional. You are not limited in how many times you can choose or what the direction might look like. Realize, though, dear ones, that once you choose your course, you can only look to yourself as the author of your course. Whatever happens next is the result of the decisions you made. It can be a beautiful journey as you let go of any thought of limitation or guilt or blame. We encourage you to always check in with your higher self and know what your message is to begin moving forward. You may be on track or you may be lost, which is only an opportunity for soul growth and not a mistake. Dear angels, thank you for your direction. I love you.